Welcome to the Metal Prognosis. My name is Lee, and on today's video we are looking at the Pod 2.0 by Line6 again, and we're going to see if we can try and enhance this with a 7-string, so some low tuning there, with the TC Electronics Spark boost pedal. So let's start plugging stuff in and seeing how much this can alter the sound of what is a pretty almost vintage piece of equipment here. All right, now I've got everything set up, ready to go. Got my 7-string here. And this is the sound that we've got firstly, just with the pod. So what I've done is I've just added a noise killer here, because just giving off this a little bit of buzz, which is a little bit frustrating. So just to clean things up and make it a little bit more pleasant for both of us, yeah, I've just got the noise killer there, just helping out just a tad. So let's see if we can clean this up a bit. So Spark, we've got 3 different modes: fat, clean, and mid. Let's just turn it on with the clean. It's on the clean setting there, with everything at 12 o'clock. So it does still make it a little bit more noisier and sensitive, so I will have to change, but I may have to change the noise gate threshold later. But let's see if we can clean it up a bit first and see what else we've got. So let's firstly chuck all the gain down. Give it more a boost there. So that does give it a little bit more of an enhancement, but let's try some of the other settings before we start mucking around too much to find a nice foundation that we like. So let's try the fat. I totally mucked it up. It's always interesting when you muck up your own songs that you wrote. So that one's not too bad. So it definitely does make a significant character change to the sound. Let's try the mids. Yeah, for this low, it's very sensitive. With this, and plus these are pretty harsh pickups as well, so that, trying to get my words out. They're very unforgiving if you do make any little niggles here and there in the guitar. So I think this is the best, having the mid settings for this low tuning guitar here. So let's see if we can shape it a little bit and see how it reacts with the gain, with the bass and the treb too. Yeah, I'm not sure about the treble. I feel like it thins it out just a little bit too much without adding enough aggression to cater for it being thinner. Put it back on noon. Let's do a quick A-B comparison again. So I think we might keep the settings like that at the moment. I think that gives it the most from what we're working from. So having the foundation of the Pod 2.0, the setting there that we've used in a few videos here on a custom patch I put together in a previous video that I can't remember what we were doing in that video to get that patch, but it's a good foundation anyway. And yeah, the Spark, it's definitely making it better, and I like the characteristics that it's changing. So let's now hear it in a jam situation. So do multiple takes on the guitars, add some bass, add some drums, do some panning, still keep it as it is there. So no post EQing or anything like that. And let's see how it sounds in the mix. So sit back, relax, enjoy the jam, and we'll have a bit of a chat about it on the other side. Time for some final thoughts of matching up the old Pod 2.0 here with the Spark. So firstly, this hasn't got that much life left in it. I'll have to tape it down to keep the power going. So full credit to it, because yeah, this has been going on for about close to 20 years, I think now, if not 20 years. So it's, yeah, definitely built to last, because it's still going pretty strong. Now adding the Spark to it, a couple of things I did notice was, especially in the jam, there's a little bit of buzz and unwanted noise there, which is a little bit frustrating. So even adding the noise killer here, which definitely helped with the sensitive pickup stuff I've got running through my 7-string here as well, definitely played a big part, but it wasn't quite enough because there's still some sneaking through there that is, as I said, a little bit frustrating. But running through this, the clean wasn't too wow. Wasn't bad, but it wasn't too wow. The fat was just a little bit too much, I feel, for the 7-string, especially in low tuning, because this is tuned to drop G. Where the mids, which I'm sure no one's surprised with, is kind of the best matching up for this 7-string here. Rolling back the bass a little bit and the treb helped shape it to pretty much how you want it. It didn't worry about adding really any gain to this because we had enough oomph and distortion coming through the actual pod there. So adding any more just kind of broke it up a little bit too much in a non-pleasant way, I think is the best way to put it. So leaving the gain, it's not fully down, but close to down, I think worked the best. It did decent, changing the characteristics of the sound of it. It definitely made a big difference, I should really say, from when it was engaged compared to not engaged. It improved it for the better, but I still felt like it was just a little bit too, what's the best way to describe it? I think damp is the best way to describe the sound. So it felt like it had like a cover over the sound. It was just slightly muffled, just a little bit. And I didn't really notice that while jamming, because it's there slightly, but as soon as we started doubling up on the guitars and adding it to the actual full band mix with the bass and drums and doing multiple takes on the guitar, I definitely felt that muffled type of emotion coming through the guitar tone there. So you definitely want to try clean it up post EQ, or if you, I don't know, because when we added more treble here, I felt like it made it too thin. But that might be the compromise. It might be okay having a little bit thinner on here to clean up that, to make it less muffled, because we're doubling up on the guitars anyway, so you're going to add that more bigness and wideness to it anyway. Yeah, something to think about, but yeah, not too bad. It's definitely it's definitely an improver to its original sound. It's not as mind-blowing as some of the other pedals I've got here, but I don't want to say that as in a bad thing. It does its thing, and it does its thing really well. And it's good to have different options out there and different choices. But I'm definitely keen for your thoughts. So how did you feel about how this was dialed in today in this video? And do you feel like I stumbled across something better that I should have pursued down and went off too quickly, which I'm known to do in my videos? Because time is the essence, and I've got to get through these videos at a decent amount of time. But yeah, definitely keen for your thoughts on what you think about it all. So thank you very much for joining me in this conversation and this little experiment of mashing up these two equipments together to see how they sound. And I thoroughly look forward to chatting with you next time. And until next time, please stay safe.